The world. Everything that has happened in history has happened somewhere on this blue and green board. It contains all of nature, good and bad, mountains, jungles, rivers, deserts, yes, even Belgium. And also it contains man, a small creature to be sure, in comparison to the size of his own, but one that has tamed it completely, has shaped it to his own ends, or so he thinks. This is the story of one man's journey around the world. A man so removed from nature, he is no longer an animal, but a machine. A clockwork machine. Not an explorer or an intrepid adventurer, but a global commuter, traveling purely to reach his destination. But he found more than he bargained for. This I know. How? I was there.
I am Passepartout, a French circus entertainer and house servant from the streets of Marseille. It all began when I arrived in London, looking for work as a manservant. The agent directed me to the house of one Phileas Fogg, but she seemed reluctant to discuss my new master. At the time, I did not think this strange. Hello? Is anyone home? Mon Dieu! Clocks upon clocks upon clocks. Who is this man who is so obsessed with time? Let me read the brief. Mr. Phileas Fogg, a distinguished English gentleman. Occupation unknown. Family unknown.
History unknown. This is a lot to know. Notes. A man of great punctuality, always on time. What was the cause of the departure of my predecessor? He made the mistake of serving my master shaving water at 36.8 degrees Kelvin instead of centigrade. And for this one slip, my master is firing him and hiring me? So, what is happening now? What's the time? Thank you. So, 10 o'clock. Who is this? Maybe it's my new master. But where is he going? It says here that at 10 o'clock he is going to his club on Pall Mall. A fine old distinguished club where he reads the papers to stay abreast of the events of this day and age. Hello, Monsieur Fogg?
You, sir, are late. You're supposed to be here at 9:30.
Sorry, monsieur. Goodbye, monsieur. Have a pleasant day at your club.
I would like to bid you good day, sir, but I haven't the time. Had I the time, I would already have done so, but I have not, so I cannot. Indeed, I've already wasted valuable moments on this futile interchange. So very well, sir. Good day to you, but let it be at your own expense.
From So, anyway, he was meant to let me know how he got home. I asked him to do it in a balloon. But I haven't done a peep out of it. Oh, it's most vexing, as I was going to use it as material for my book.
Ah, yes. How is writing going, Mr. Verne?
Oh, fair to middling. I just need to find someone to bring back some on-the-spot experience.
I see.
Yes. I've got this excellent idea for a new book.
Another one.
What? Yes. I read an article in the paper today. It says that with the completion of the Trans-Indian Railway line, you can now circumnavigate the world in 80 days. That would make a fantastic book. But I need someone to go and try it out for me.
Why can't you go yourself?
I would love to. But it's my dodgy leg, you see. And hardly walk on it these days.
Hey, I saw you playing cricket last week. You got 98 runs.
Ah, yes. All done with mirrors. You know, I was in the pavilion. Yes. Yes, and anyway, I distill other people's experience. I add a touch of fantasy, a splash of fiction, a soupçon of romance, and create a conviction of literary delight.
So you mean to say that you cook your books?
Yes. No.
Horatio, be so good as fetch a brandy for myself and Mr. Verne.
Hey?
Good morning!
Sorry, sir. Yes, sir.
Public school education, fascinating trait. Now, Mr. Verne, I believe I have an idea. This expedition of yours requires determination, resourcefulness, and an overwhelming obsession with punctuality.
No.
There's a man at this very club who fits that description, but he is no adventurer. You will need a cunning plan to induce him to go. I have such a plan and wish to make you a proposition.
I'm listening.
The gentleman I refer to is more machine than man, a metronome in human form. He'll be perfect for your little jaunt, but he has one weakness.
And that is?
Well now, that is, as they say, the kicker, is it not? We will make an agreement, you and I. If I am able to persuade this gentleman to undertake your journey, then you shall grant me, shall we say, 25% of the price of your book?
25%?
You're right, of course, I'm underselling my services. Let's make that 30%.
I'm listening.
Very well, I shall take that as agreement. His weakness is cards. Now he is, as I've said, an automaton in all respects. But he's under the delusion he's a first-rate card player, whereas he'd be poorly qualified to play a game of snap with a drunken hedgehog.
I see. Or do I?
Have faith, Mr. Verne, all your prayers shall be answered presently. Now it is, as you will note, a minute to 12. Every day at exactly 12 noon, Fogg enters this room, having finished his perusal of the morning papers. Good morning, Fogg.
Good. Afternoon, gentlemen. May I sit down?
Oh, by all means. We were just discussing Mr. Verne's idea that you can circumnavigate the entire globe in 80 days. We believe it to be impossible.
I disagree. I read the article myself. I dare say it is feasible. Why anyone should undertake such a journey is perhaps less certain.
Eh? That's a crazy notion, if ever I heard one. Jules, you really must get these silly notions out of your head. This crazy idea of yours of firing a balloon at the moon...
Nonsense, it was a perfectly reasonable thing to say.
Well, whatever. I maintain that this idea of circumnavigating the globe is completely impracticable.
Nonsense, sir, it will work. I have planned it down to the letter. All I need is someone to go and try it out for me.
Well, the more fool him whoever does. Your timetable could be upset by the least delay. Your knowledge of the terrain is sketchy, and there are more things out in the world that could affect your precise timing than you could possibly imagine.
Once in Thailand, I saw a creature with the head of a man and the body of a woman. What a night that was!
Enough of this. It's for a game of cards.
Cards? Cards? Yes, I will play cards with you. Let's play cards, everybody. I'm a man, I call hearts.
recently.
Recently? Wasn't won a game in 10 years.
My luck will change soon, gentlemen.
Well, that's for your sake.
I'm quite aware of my past rank of gentlemen. This game shall reverse my fortunes.
Well, then let us play.
Pontoon, gin whist, chase the eggs, whack-a-jack.
I was thinking... caboodle.
Caboodle!
Yes, but you had queen then. The queen makes up for the 3, unless of course you have an 8 and a king, or a black 2 and a 4 of diamonds.
What? Wait, I have them!
Then you have a caboodle. You know the drill.
Yes, place my cards face down, knock twice, leave the room.
That's right.
I begin to see what you mean.
30%, remember?
No.
At last, after 20 years, I have a caboodle. Now the betting begins.
I'll bet £5,000.
£5,000? Isn't that a little excessive? We normally start with a penny a game.
Inflation affects everything sooner or later, don't you know?
Well, yes, that is very sporting of you. I mean, I have a caboodle and you don't, and you're still betting 5,000.
Oh, me too. And me.
So the bet stands at £20,000.
Don't you mean 15,000?
Yes, that's if there are only 3 of us playing. You forgot to include yourself.
Ah, yes, of course. Well, there we go, gentlemen. A caboodle.
I'm afraid not. My hand beats yours.
But I have a caboodle.
Yes, but I have a double caboodle.
What? I've never heard of a double caboodle.
So the rules, hardly. What have you got?
Sorry, Barbican. Royal caboodle.
Gentlemen, may I present an ultimate caboodle? 17 aces, all of the same suit.
Bad luck, you owe us £20,000.
Would you, excuse me for a moment, gentlemen? It's raining again, I see.
We warned you, Fog.
Such unseasonable weather.
£20,000,
I meant to go
Fog.
for a brolly. Can I get you chaps any?
Fog!
Yes? Yes, the money.
You You do have the money, don't you, Fogg?
Of course I do. I shall immediately pay to the Bank of England and withdraw £20,000. However, I had a daily withdrawal limit on my account of £250, which means that to withdraw the required £20,000 will take some 80 days.
Well, we do have a proposition for you, but you'll never go for it.
Oh, fine.
Well, here it is anyway. Verne here is keen to gather some information for his forthcoming book, 80 Days Around the World.
No.
No what? What? No what? What is this no?
Are you seriously suggesting that I write post-dated checks in order to allow you to withdraw the money day by day from my account into a new one, whilst I travel around the world, taking notes to allow Mr. Verne to write his book, and thus paying my expenses? If I return on the day the last check is cashed, you will sign the account back into my name and cancel the debt.
Yes.
And if I fail?
Well then, sir, you will no longer be welcome in the Reform Club. You will become a pariah amongst gentlemen. Your house and effects in Savile Row shall be seized, and you shall henceforth be deported with the rest of the scum of English society to Australia.
Good.
There is a train leaving for Dover at 6 p.m. this evening. I have marked your route down in this almanac, and here is a letter of introduction to the English consulate in Bombay, which I just learned the word.
How fortuitous.
Yes. My man will supply you with the funds you need. Now you'd better get on, or you'll miss the boat. You have 5 3/4 hours to be packed and in Charing Cross. Goodbye.
Do you really think he'll make it?
Well, I hope he has more luck than the chap I told him to go into Iceland for me. Silly sod, fell into a volcano. I haven't heard from him since.
Now we are on the train. But why? We should be heating bath water to 36.8 degrees Fahrenheit.
Listen very carefully. For very personal reasons, no script to myself, you and I are to circumnavigate the entire globe, starting from and returning to London within 80 days. Should we fail in this task, you will no longer be in my service. I, your master, may never be heard from again. Please don't interrupt. There's more. I have with me rather a great deal of cash in this rather attractive carpet bag.
You know, it's just like the luggage which arrived this afternoon.
Absolutely. It's deliberately designed to be a set. Just out of interest, where is the rest of the luggage?
Don't worry about it, monsieur. Passepartout took care of it. Right now, your beautiful luggage sits exactly in the, what is the word?
Luggage netting.
No.
Cargo hold.
The attic.
Didn't know trains had. So, do I take it from your broken English reference to the loft in my house that the carefully matched luggage containing everything we require for our orbit of the terrestrial globe is gathering dust in Savile Row?
Oui, monsieur.
Splendid. You truly are, as the French say, une moron.
La belle France. I'm home again. Home to the capital of culture. No more we'll have to put up with the fog. No, not you, monsieur. The cursed English fog that saps your spirit. And your beer. Oh, mon Dieu, it's like filthy water to me. Vive la France. Vive la vie française. And the, oh yes, the mines. Now I remember why I left France. Other than the mines, the air, the women, the wine, the love. I feel a song coming on.
that remind me of Paris. Le vin, les femmes, l'amour of Paris. But when I smell the brie, it's like music to me. Paris, fromage d'amour. There are those who would say there's a space I'm a waste of. But they don't understand that it's cheese I want a taste of. I would walk down the Seine again and again to taste fromage d'amour. Though nothing compares to a young Molière or a Gaudier. But when mood is maturing, it's not that alluring. The girls run a mile while screaming, won't you? Oh, but this is the life. It's just me and the Roquefort. The very idea gives me something to live for. Won't you listen to me as I cry, c'est la vie, ah oui, fromage d'amour.
Where is she now, do you think? Who? Fog!
I'm sorry, did you say something?
I said, where is he now, do you think? Who? Fog, damn it!
Oh, him! Well, he has followed my instructions. He should have arrived at Suez this morning. What do you want?
Continuity.
Ah, of course.
I read something in the paper today.
What? What did you read? Where? In that paper! Who? You've seen a lot.
Oh, for God's sake!
Oh! Robbery in the Bank of England. £50,000 taken. Says they're going to introduce pound coins as a result. You can only carry 1,000 away tops in coins. It'll never happen in my lifetime.
Oh, which paper was it in?
The Times said it happened just before young Fogg left.
Ah, yes. It says here, they have dispatched detectives abroad to track the thief down.
Suez, a dry junction on the tides of humanity, where the dust gets in your eyes and the squalor gets in your blood. They say the people who stay too long never leave. I felt like I'd stayed too long. I'd come here on the trail of an accountant who had heard the possession was 9/10 of the law, and had decided to take the law into his own hands. By the time I tracked him here, I'm running into some guys from the wrong side of town. In Suez, any side is the wrong side. They found him in the street of 1,000 doors, stripped clean. So I hung around, tried to track the money down, and stayed trapped in Suez. I needed a case. Someone to get me out of this arid, God-forsaken backwater. Each day I scanned the papers, looking for something to get me enough money to get back home. I read a story in the paper that morning about a theft from London, England. Some limey lowlife fleeing across the globe with a hoard of stolen banknotes.
Ah, Suez. Due to us catching an earlier steamer, we are currently 1 day, 3 hours and 23 minutes ahead of schedule. This represents a gain of some 3.5% overall. Right, I'm going to the consul's office to get our visa stamped. You go and purchase us the necessary garments to freshen our wardrobe, and I'll meet you back on board the Marco Polo.
But monsieur, are you not going to look around the town?
Passepartout, our task is to circumnavigate the globe, not to examine it. I have no interest in seeing Suez, nor indeed any of the other elements of our itinerary. No, I shall return to our staterooms and update my notes with the revised projection of our times of landfall. That is of more interest to me. Oh, and Passepartout,
Oui, monsieur?
when you are buying underpants, please do try to select a softer material than the one you chose in Marseille.
But they were such a bargain.
That is because they were made of Hessian.
Such a machine is my master. He's not the soul of a tax collector. Sorry, monsieur.
Watch where you're going, can't you?
Excuse me. I'm a stranger here. I'm captivated by the wonderful sights of the city, of the African continent.
Yeah, great. Go hug a camel.
I will try this. But now, forgive me, monsieur. I must hurry. My new master will not forgive me if I am late. He'll be waiting for me in 2 hours' time in our stateroom on board the Marco Polo with his large bag full of unexplained new banknotes, having booked his passage hurriedly away from London a few days ago. Bye.
You're there.
Hello, sir. I'm very happy to meet you.
15 shekels. I need you to send a telegram straight away. Address it to the Chief of Police, Office 1034, Government House, Suez. Message reads, to Chief of Police, stop. I've encountered suspect in connection with robbery from London, England, 24th instant. Stop. Dispatch with all speed, warrant to fix on board Marco Polo, Suez docks. Stop. If unavailable by return, dispatch with all speed to Marco Polo, next destination. Stop. Signed, Detective Fix. Stop. Here. I got a servant to follow.
Hello, sir. I'm very happy to meet you.
Tis such a wonderful day. The blue of the ocean, the blue of the sky. Oh, mon Dieu, the gas!
What?
I left the gas burning in my room.
That is indeed disturbing news, especially as we have been fitted with electric lighting. Very well, we shall continue to burn at your expense.
Oh, mon Dieu! Still, this is a grand expedition, and I must not worry about the little things. Is this not the life of a man, monsieur? We dare all, we travel quickly, we see sights that few men will ever see. My heart sings, my spirit soars.
Your necks flap uncontrollably.
Monsieur, we are on an adventure. It is our duty as men to probe the depths of life's mysteries and experiences. Have you never heard the expression, the life unexamined is not worth the living?
Equally, have you never galley belt up, I shall have you turfed overboard.
All we need are our hearts and brave spirits. Can you not smell the heroic nature of our journey?
Can't say as I do.
Listen to me.
We're off on the adventure of a lifetime. We're off to see the wonders of the world. A hero and his servant true in Monsieur Fogg and Passepartout. For honor stand we with our flag unfurled. We're off on the adventure of a lifetime. We're off to sail the seven seas of blue. Around the globe we'll make our way, though days race us every day. And as the proper gentlemen, we're sure to make it through. We're off on the adventure of a lifetime. We're off to land we've only seen in dreams. With valleys deep and mountains far away, eagles cry and caravans are full of life and blessing and sweets. Try to the rich and the history, land of the seas, the ancient history, built with lace and rock and gypsy, that's what God shall find. These are the things we shall have now, and when our faith and path we travel, we take the things we'll free our minds. We're off on the adventure of a lifetime. We're off to find out who we really are. To test our hearts and courage, there is no telling what we'll do. Let's set aside some hearts and minds upon the rising star. We're off with the wager of a lifetime. That's the only reason why we're here. If you actually had it, about all things that wait for you, you'll need to sell your heart and soul, and you would face it clear. We're off to face the dangers of a lifetime. Now I'm here to peaceful and it seems. We're tied down and lying more or less. Rumors come to store and rocks up and roll the jungle streams. Forest rich with self-esteem, I swamp the good old yellow fever. Hat in your heart, come the dream, I know you're very green. And then even scary and the schemes in an area that's really important not to believe. We're on the adventure of a lifetime. I think there's a point that you have missed. I think I'll say it once to do the seas will bring the skies of blue. My body is my family with a gentle wind.
Down third-class cabins, crushing an ocean in a shoebox full of the great unwashed. Still, at least it allowed me to avoid running into this fog guy. Now, where's my contact? Should be here with my warrant. Yeah, no sign. Psst. You there, over here. I need to get a message to the British consulate straight away. Tell them Fix has arrived, and it's of the utmost importance that they send the warrant down to me here straight away. In the meantime, I'll shadow the suspects and see where they go. It's 10 rupees. Now I'm going to find some way to delay my car.
Bombay. We're now 2 days, 4 hours and 16 minutes ahead of schedule. Right, Passepartout, you go and see about our train tickets. I should go and get our visa stamp to prove our journey's path. I also have a letter of introduction here from our sponsor. Dear Mr. Consul, this is Phileas Fogg.
As you say, my master. Ah, Bombay! What a mix! Such a combination of sights, smells, and more smells. I will now go and purchase the tickets. But what matters if I take a little look around? What harm can it do? What's the worst that can happen?
My poor feet.
You were lucky to make the train. Had you not done so, you would have left behind in Bombay.
Monsieur would not have waited for me?
No. The itinerary would not have permitted it, and you, after all, were not required to finish the course. However, suffice it to say, I would have regretted leaving you behind, as Connaught and I are not altogether a disagreeable travelling companion.
Oh, thank you, monsieur.
Yes, let's hear no more on the subject. Why have we stopped?
I will look, monsieur. Oh, mon Dieu! There is no track!
Ah. Well, there you go. Yes, after all, why would there be a track? You there, railway person.
Yes, sir. Hello, sir.
You seem to have something of a shortage in the track department.
Oh, yes, sir. This is true, sir.
Yes, yes. This absence of track, I suppose it means from this point on the railway is largely academic.
Yes, indeed, sir. Most undoubtedly. This is also true as well.
Surely good. So, assuming we do not wish to spend the rest of our days here, vis-à-vis us progressing towards our destination, to wit, Calcutta, what happens, as it were, now?
Oh, yes, sir.
Sorry, I'm also not making myself clear. How do we get to Calcutta?
The easiest way, sir, is by train!
So one would have thought. There is a train to Calcutta then?
Yes, sir. You must make your way to platform 2.
Ah, now we're getting somewhere. Grab the bags, Hospital. So where is platform 2?
Go down here, sir. Turn left, then right, then second left, then keep going straight down for 200 miles.
For a moment there, I thought you said 200 miles.
Oh, yes, sir. You cannot miss it. There will be a locomotive standing next to it.
So, down here, turn left, then right, then
Second left, sir.
second left, straight on for 200 miles, and we're there.
Yes, sir. Have a pleasant trip, sir. And thank you for traveling Rail India.
So, the line is complete, but the platforms are 200 miles apart. Good, good.
What do we do now, monsieur?
Now, Passepartout, we need transport.
But all the local conveyances are gone.
Ah, good. That chap there is selling the local paper. Go and get one. Right, here we go. Items to sale. 12-year-old Yankee style. Good condition, genuine leather exterior, first to see will buy. 1878 mule. One lady owner, which suits first time buyer, no canvases please. Ah, Indian elephant. In family canoe, full history, runs well, walks better, comes complete with extras including sunroof. May part exchange for camel or similar. This sounds like our boy. Come on, Passepartout.
An elephant?
Here we are, gentlemen. The judge will be here shortly, and then I'll see that you get justice. Those miscreants left Bombay for Calcutta this morning. But if I get my warrant, I shall pursue them on the train that leaves this afternoon, arrest them, and bring them back here to answer for their unspeakable crimes. Can't understand what happened to that warrant from Suez, though.
Oh.
All right, what the bloody hell's going on here? I'm missing tipping.
Sorry to disturb your esteemed repose, Your Honor, but I got a matter of direst import.
Well, then see the customs people.
No, sir. Local traditions have been neglected.
What? This is an outrage! An utter disgrace! In all my years as a judge, this has never happened before! You interrupted my tipping to bring this before me?
But Your Honor, this man must be right for the sake of Indo-European relations.
Huh?
A man wrestled with their chief Brahmin.
Yes, yes, yes.
He has dishonored their gods. He has caused major rifts in the fabric of diplomatic relations between the imperial government and the local people.
Yes, well, it's important to see both.
Sir, the local people demand justice.
Ah, yes. Well, you can inform them that after a due litigious process, we shall endeavour
Yeah,
to...
that's all very well and good, Your Honor, but in the meantime, this Frenchman...
French! Why the bloody hell did you say that before?
Your Honor?
Damn it! If we don't step down on this one, soon the place will be humming with the blighters. I shall mobilize the local militia. We shall soon have him in custody.
I'm afraid to say that the suspect has already left for Calcutta this morning. If you could just give me a warrant, I can seize him there and bring him back here to properly address his crimes.
What? Yes, yes, here. Take this to the judge in Calcutta. Sir Humphrey, St. John Blanket. Good chap, used to play polo with him. Now be off with you.
Yes, sir.
As a result of which I fell over and got grass stains over my sari. Sorry about that. There's just too many people guarding her. You see, we don't want this to happen to her either. But it would take a flood or a miracle to save her now. Only a hero would attempt it.
Monsieur?
Yes, Passepartout?
How can you tell whether there's an elephant in your tent?
I don't know. How can you tell when there's an elephant in your tent?
When he's eating your sleeping bag!
Calm down, Passepartout. You probably think it's an oversized peanut.
What? Get up! Why can't he sleep outside?
He doesn't like the dark, apparently.
I don't like being trodden on!
Admittedly, you're not carrying us and our baggage to Calcutta.
Get up! I'm going for a walk.
Suit yourself. I have decided to try my hand at preparing dinner.
Monsieur, you prepare dinner?
Yes? Why not? After all, as you say, it is an adventure, eh?
Here I am in India, in the jungle, in the dark, with snakes and creepy crawlies and things. Lions and tigers and bears. Oh no, not lions, wait, they're in Africa. Tigers and bears and things. What is this? Barbecue? Let me look at this Friendless Globe guidebook. 101 things to do in the jungle on your own with a stick? No. Cooking gibbons, a beginner's guide? No. 50 ways to skin a baboon? No. Marital sacrifice? What monkey? No. We test drive the top 20 water buffalo? No. Wait a minute, marital sacrifice? Oh mon Dieu! It says here that when a Raja dies, his widow is destined to be cremated with him. This is a rare sight. You are very privileged to witness such an event. So, marital sacrifice checklist. Big barbecue. Yes. Dead Raja on top. Yes. Gagged and struggling widow. Tick. Turn to page 57 to check your score. 3 ticks, top score, you are watching a marital sacrifice. It's a hog! It's your hog!
What, Pastor? Too personal now. Time to make this hearing, don't you know? There's a class of guidebook.
But here, Monsieur, there is a marital sacrifice occurring in the wings. They're going to incinerate her.
Have the guidebook there.
Yes.
Excellent. Do I shave it here before I stuff it?
Monsieur, she will die.
It's already dead, Passepartout. Put it down with an elephant gun. Afraid to have steak. Afraid to have to put out the myth.
No! An Indian princess is in trouble. She needs a white knight in shining armor to save her.
Damsel in distress? Where?
Over there, next to the big bonfire and the crowd of 500 religious maniacs.
Oh, yes. Quite a lot of time there. Oh, well, back to the given.
Monsieur, you must save her.
Can't hear Pastor to business here and goes no, no.
Oh well, it is such a shame. She's, because this is a time for chivalry.
Righty-ho. Valet in charge of the servants, eh? Ultimate sacrifice to do the decent thing. He who would valiant be.
The ability of the English to walk into certain death without fear, hesitation, or even thinking about it.
I say, chaps, look here. Plan B.
Fortunately, monsieur, Passepartout has plan B. Et voila!
No.
No? No? What is this no?
Are you seriously suggesting that I, on the spur of the moment, do a big musical number to distract the frenzied religious mob that almost took my life, not to mention my dignity, and whilst I am busy scouting for England, you will rush down there, rescue the princess, and rendezvous with me back at the elephant for a speedy getaway through the jungle to safety?
That's a better plan than I had. I
haven't got time to stand here singing, Passepartout. I have demons to mince.
But monsieur, as I say, this is the time for chivalry. Monsieur?
Can't hear you, Passepartout. Meeting is given, don't you know?
Oh well, it is a pity. She is very pretty.
Pretty?
Oh yes, she is young and beautiful.
Passepartout, if we do rescue her, will you let me mix my giblet in peace?
It's a deal.
He knows. It's a better word. 1, 2. A 1, 2, 3.